Hello, Jamie from Inky&Scrappy back with using leftovers from a background die to create a new card. So this was my original card, right? It had like lots of gorgeous colors in those rays and I loved it. And so I kind of was playing with those leftover pieces. And so I'd cut out another one from white cardstock, kind of removed some of the pieces and, well, yeah, I removed some of the pieces and then kind of figured out if my background was going to work. And it looked like it was going to work. So I stamped an image and colored it. I wanted to keep this one fairly simple card-wise. I wasn't even planning on recording it, but I thought it was kind of fun to reuse that. This was, you know, those background clouds. And I was just kind of playing with it. So I kind of figured out my layout, what I wanted, and if those clouds were going to be big enough to hold my sentiment. I wanted to keep this one, I'd say quick and easy. It was fairly quick because everything was already colored. Piecing it together was probably, between piecing it and coloring the unicorn was probably the most time constraint. It was a less than an hour card from the start to finish. Not that I did it all in one sitting. It usually doesn't work that way around here. So I ended up doing my stamping first. So I put in some anti-static powder, then use VersaFine Onyx black ink to stamp my sentiment, and then I'm going to come in with a holographic embossing powder. This just has that glitter and shimmer and shine to it, so it really doesn't give you that, I don't know, the raised look so much as it's going to make your ink color look all glittery and glitzy. I love it. So that's what I did for this one. And then, of course, for this one, I ink blended on the bottom of the cards with some, I want to say it was Stormy Sky Distress Oxide ink on those. You don't see it because I didn't record those parts. It happens. So I'm bringing in the stamp set Night Unicorn. So Night Unicorn is no longer available. It's from Ink Road Stamps. She started doing these midnight drop stamps. So they're only available to order for 24 hours. And after that, they're gone. Like, you can't get it. So, of course, I might be a little obsessed. Genius marketing on her part. But, so I'm a little obsessed with some of these midnight drops. They're cute. I have regrets for the ones that I chose not to pick up because I can't get them all, right? So, yeah. But this one, I loved the little, like, just grumpy little unicorn sitting, you know, with his arms crossed. It's such a me pose. So, yep, I needed him in my life. So I'm just pulling in some simple colors. I wanted to keep this one fairly simple. So I want to say I did 1 to 2 color blends on this one. And I kept the unicorn white. So I just used that little bit of gray around the outside to add a little bit of depth to it. Or, you know, I guess highlight? No, full light. Shadows. There we go. So I'm going to start with my pink one. I kind of just did some color blending right on my stamped image. I only used one color, I think, from each marker family here. Kind of going with, you know, I don't want to say rainbow order because it really wasn't rainbow order because I went pink, purple, and blue. So kind of color wheel order, I guess, so that my ink colors were going to look good next to each other without, I don't know, without getting muddy. And this one was probably the trickiest with the green, but really that green and pink just kind of made a bluish tone in there. It wasn't so bad that it made brown. That was what I was afraid of. So once I had my base ones down, I did come back in with a second layer to kind of re-bolden some of those colors because some of them just kind of dissipated with that blending of the other color, and so I wanted to kind of make sure that my colors were still going to be seen. I hope that made sense. It probably didn't. I'm rambling today. It's a Monday. I know this doesn't post till probably Wednesday, but voiceover on Monday. So for my little horn, I kind of kept it, I think I kept it white, and then I'm just going to add some glitter to it. But, so that big old eyelid, I was like, this eyelid needs some, like, makeup. And I was not impressed with my eye. Well, I'm never impressed with my makeup skills, to be honest, like, in real life. So, Yeah, it was like, I don't know, it looks like a black eye. Maybe he has black eye. Maybe she's wearing makeup. I, I don't really know. It is what it is, right? I did come in with some colorless blender and kind of bleed out that harsh gray line just a little bit. I also tried to bleed out my mascara or my eyeshadow line, added in some blue here. I think it looked a little bit better. I was happier with it when I was done. It'll look better once I put glitter on it. Let's be honest. Those were the colors that I used for this one, so pause the video and go back if you wanted to see that one. So I have my panel. Oh, I used mint tape to hold it together. Sorry, I told you the wrong thing. Mint tape, Avery removable adhesive, any of those things work. Sticky notes, yeah. I just wanted to kind of keep my pieces together so I didn't have to try to find them all as I was gluing it together, I guess. I did do a piece of, it's kind of like score tape, but it's really thick. I want to say it's die cut tape by Culture Couture, I think. Yeah, I've used it before. Anyways, it's like score tape on the back of my, or on the front of my card panel, and then I just started sticking all the things. So I did do that first frame as kind of my, base for putting things on, right? And so, yeah, this is me trying to cheat it, right? So I'm bringing in some washi tape here and just kind of using the washi tape to stick them together and then apply them all in one fell swoop. I found this was a lot easier than trying to do each one individually just because it would stick really fast onto that background paper and it didn't always work the greatest. So it was a lot easier when I just did the big chunks with the washi. Sometimes we, surprise ourselves with our skill sets. Improvising. I was really just in a hurry and lazy. Didn't want to do each individual piece, let's be honest. But, that's usually how I find out new tricks because I'm trying to get around something. So I'm piecing in the rest of those pieces that, didn't attach to the washi. And then, of course, I'm going to add in, I want to add in, like, some of the cutout pieces that I used in previous attempts at this one, just to build up the layers a little bit. I wanted my clouds and my sun to be a little bit higher than the rest of them. So these gorgeous clouds, they were gorgeous. I had a really hard time using them for this purpose because I kind of liked them and would have not been sad to use them on the front of a card. Take out all the sun rays and just use those two and have a beautiful sky on the background would be gorgeous, right? Anyways, so I'm adding in my much simpler clouds here on top of these. So this will pop that layer up as well. I'm looking for foam strips. Yeah, I want this one to be a little bit higher up than the other one. And then, of course, knowing that I'm going to need some more foam strips. I wanted to pop this piece up and then the unicorn up as well. I do believe. I made this one a while ago. I'm just getting to edits. Yeah. I will be back next month. Maybe. More consistently. Possibly. It's summer. Yeah. I never know. I'm sorry. So for this one, I decided I wanted some Prisma glitter on it. So usually I use Stickles, but this time I decided some Prisma glitter would be fun. It's a little bit more, I don't know, messy. But so I added it before I added that bottom panel piece because I didn't want it to stick underneath it. I hope that made sense. Yes, this is me applying all the glitter. So I'm just adding glitter to the whole background. Why did I do this? Because it will stick to any of those parts that might have not been perfect and the glue might be showing or there might be sticky spots there. And so, yeah, I like to just glitter the whole thing. It's like, adding baby powder to make it not stick anymore, but it's glittery. You know what else would be really cool to do with that? Like a iridescent embossing powder would work for that too, I would think. Yeah. Or shimmer powder. Yeah. Okay. I'm done now. So for this one, I do decide that I want him to kind of have a resting place on the cloud here, or a shadow, just to kind of give him a place to sit. And then, of course, I'm going to come in with my foam tape here and kind of try to add it where I'm supposed to. I believe I didn't add it in the right spot on his tail. Now, originally when I stamped it and I was starting, like, I didn't color it yet, but I was like, why has he got a wing? But I guess he could be a Pegasus. Maybe it isn't his tail. So I was thinking, why has he got a wing? And then I was like, oh no, that's his tail, duh. But, you know, it could be a wing. He could be more like a Pegasus than a unicorn. Well, I don't know. Isn't it Pegasus that has the wings, right? I mean, whatever. I'm rambling today. I'm sorry. I'll stop now. So I'm going to add in I ended up trimming off the little adhesive on the tail, and then of course I'm going to come in with some more glitter, because that top one I decided needed some glitter too, but I went with some chunkier glitter on this one just to give it a little bit more, I don't know, a bigger, bolder pop. So the other smaller glitter is kind of in the background and that big chunky stuff is in the front. And yes, I had glitter everywhere by the time I was done, but we all know I love me some glitter. And then I'm going to bring in some, I think I used unicorn stickles for this one, or Stardust stickles. Either one works. It's just fine. And then I added in a little bit of shimmer pen onto all of his colored hair pieces and his cheek. And then, of course, I did add glitter to his eyelid, so it looks more like eyeshadow than a black eye. Yeah. There's my finished card. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm sorry my voiceover was subpar today. Have a great one. Bye!